sorry I couldn't be here today, but I just wanted to give you some help on getting started with one of your worksheets. So if you can take out the worksheet that is one-sided, that the sub should have handed out to you, we will work on that one together. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you a couple things about reflexive verbs. Remember, a reflexive verb is a verb where the action reflects back on the person who is doing it. So for example, yesterday we talked about if I was combing my hair, that would be reflexive. However, if I was combing my friend's hair, that would not be reflexive. Okay? So make sure you understand the difference between a reflexive and a non-reflexive verb. And then also remember, when we conjugate the reflexive verb, we'll need to have me, te, se, nos, os, o, se antes del verbo. Okay? So, we're going to start with the top section. We will do this together, just to give you some guidance. We'll start with the first couple, and then I'll let you try them, and you can check your answers. Pause the video, and then go back and check your answers. Okay? So, number one, I bathed my brother before going to sleep. You need to think about if this is something that you are doing to yourself, or if you are doing the action and it's happening to somebody else. So, in number one, because you are doing the bathing and your brother is receiving the bathing, if we were to translate this sentence, it would be not reflexive. We would not need me, te, se, nos, os, or se. Numero dos. You all comb your hair in school. Comb is our verb. In this case, you all are doing the action, and who is it happening to, or what is it happening to? It's happening to you all, again, because it's you all's hair. So this one would be, reflexive. Numero tres. The students study in the library. Who's doing the studying? The students. And what's it happening to? Well, it doesn't really tell us, but are they studying themselves in the library? Probably not. So this one would be not reflexive. Numero cuatro. We put on makeup in our cars. Who's doing the putting on of the makeup? That would be we. Put on makeup is our verb. And then we need to think about who is it happening to. Are we putting makeup on somebody else, or are we putting makeup on ourselves? Take a guess. This one is reflexive because you're putting the makeup on yourselves. Numero cinco. Rodolfo gets up early. Who is getting Rodolfo up? Because it says he's getting up. Is anyone coming in here and waking him up or making him get up? No. So, we know that this one would be reflexive also because no one else is doing it to him. He would be doing it on his own, so it would be reflexive. And then finally in number 6, they need to look at their notes. Who's doing the looking? They need to look. And who or what is it happening to? It's happening to their notes. Now, that's not themselves exactly, and it's not anywhere on their body, so that would not be reflexive because it's not happening directly to them. Okay? We need this information to go on to the next activity. That one is in Spanish, so it'll get a little bit more difficult. But remember to think about who's doing the action and who or what is it happening to. Okay, so for number 7 in the next activity, we need to read the sentence and decide if it's something that is going to be happening to the person doing it or to somebody else or something else. So let's translate this in our mind. We, poner is put, Ponerse is put on. So we put the clothes, or we put on the clothes. Well, we put the clothes doesn't really make sense because it doesn't tell us where we would be putting the clothes. So the correct answer in this case is ponerse. And we need to make sure we include the reflexive pronoun. Nos ponemos. Número 8. Los padres blank a los niños. Well, vestir and vestirse both mean to dress. So let's figure out if it's happening to themselves or to somebody else. So who's doing the action? Los padres. And who's it happening to? Los niños, the children. So is this a reflexive sentence? No, it is not reflexive because the action would have to be happening to the parents. They would have to be doing it and it would have to be happening to them. So this one is non-reflexive and you should get visten. Remember that vestirse is an E to I shoe verb. Let's try one more together and then I'll have you complete the page. Número 9. Yo blank a mi hermana por la mañana. Despertar and despertarse both mean to wake up. So we need to decide if I'm doing the action, is it happening to me as well or is it happening to somebody else? In this case, it says to my sister. So I am waking up my sister. I am not waking myself up. So it's not reflecting back on me. It cannot be reflexive. And so we end up with despierto. Despierto. Because I'm doing the action, but it's not happening back on me. It's happening to my sister. So I wake up my sister in the morning. Go ahead and try numbers 10 through 13. Pause for a second if you need to, and we will talk about those in a few minutes. Okay, if you're checking your work now, number 10 is saying you bathe your dog. You're not doing it to yourself, it's happening to your dog, so it is not reflexive. Número 11, Juana dries her hair. It doesn't say somebody else's hair, so this one is reflexive, so we end up with se seca. Número 12, Carlos brushes, because cepillarse quiere decir to brush. Carlos brushes the teeth of his brother. So his brother's teeth. So it's not reflecting on him. So this is not reflexive because Carlos is doing it. It's happening to his brother. And then finally, 13, los padres afeitar and afeitarse mean to shave. Shave the faces of their children. So the parents are doing the action. It's happening to their children. So this one is not reflexive either, and you end up with afeitan. Alright, let's try the final 7. I'll give you a couple minutes. Pause the video and then unpause when you are ready to check your work. Okay, so for 14, I look at in the mirror or I look at myself. I look at myself. So this is reflexive because it's happening to you. You are doing the looking and you are looking at yourself. Número 15. You all shower, take a shower. There's no more information about whether or not it's happening to somebody else. So we can assume that it is happening to ustedes and it is reflexive as well. Número 16. Evita goes to bed or puts to bed the baby. So Evita is doing the action, the baby is receiving the action, so it is not reflexive. And this is an O to UE stem changer. 17. You wash your hair with shampoo. Well, you are doing the washing, and you are doing it to your hair, so that is reflexive, and you end up with te lavas. 18. La secadora de pelo. The hair dryer is doing the action. To dry, dries your hair. It is not happening to the hair dryer, so this one is not reflexive. Seca. 19 and 20 are difficult because we have an extra verb in here. So we are going to leave this verb in the infinitive. In this case, we have we prefer to put makeup on ourselves before school. We have the infinitive and then ourselves after the infinitive. And then 20, you like to comb the hair of your friend. Sorry, I erased the te because you are not combing your own hair. You are combing your friend's hair. So, this one is reflexive and this one is not reflexive because it's not happening to you. Okay? If you have more questions, I can answer those tomorrow in class when I'm back. Use this information to complete the other worksheet, especially the translations part. Think about whether or not it should be reflexive or not. All right, write down any questions you might have, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.